Josh Richardson was traded away today from the Boston Celtics, alongside Romeo Langford and a first-round pick to the San Antonio Spurs for Derrick White. Both teams had fairly busy days. If you want to hear my thoughts on their other trades, links down in the descriptions below. But let's focus on this trade for now. Josh Richardson, invaluable piece, expiring contract this year to match salaries. Romeo Langford, fine young piece, hasn't really done much yet, has stayed relatively unhealthy, hasn't got a ton of playing time. But the Spurs will take a chance on him, and they also get a first-round pick. Not a terrible return for them for Derrick White, although he does have a lot of years left on his deal. He's not as young as a lot of people think. He came into the league quite old. He is now 28, if I'm not mistaken, and still has another 3 years left on his deal. So Boston get a solid depth guard for the next few years. Now, Derrick White is not going to be some amazing guy. He's not their playmaker that Jalen and Jason need. However, he is a solid piece. He can space the floor for you a little bit, but it's not really the spacing or shooting that some Boston fans had wanted heading into the deadline. But he is a very, very, very good defensive piece, a very hardworking player on the defensive end, one of the best defensive perimeter guards in the league, as far as I'm concerned. Can play make for you a little bit, especially as a shooting guard. He is a solid playmaking two guard, but again, he's just an average playmaker. He's no better than a Marcus Smart at playmaking or anything like that. But he can go out there, he can hit a few threes, although he has struggled a bit on the year. He can hit some middies, attack the rim. He's just going to be a solid bit of a do-it-all depth guard for this Boston team. Whether he starts long-term, whether he ends up being off the bench, remains to be seen. But ultimately, it's a good pickup for them in terms of getting someone that can help the team immediately and long term, as he still has 3 years left on that deal. Josh Richardson was probably going to walk in the summer. Romeo Langford hasn't turned in anything yet. And Boston don't really need first-round picks for draft picks right now. I've advocated over the last couple of years that they use their first-round picks that they had an abundance of to get assets. They didn't really do that. They finally do it this year, and they get a player that I think can help them long-term moving forward in Derrick White. And ultimately, Boston haven't drafted well anyways. So outside of Jalen and Jason, anything that they haven't had at the top few picks in the lottery haven't been good. So you might as well move your firsts and try and get some value and some immediate help if you can't draft help for you. Ultimately, that is my thoughts on the trade. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. As mentioned, if you want to hear my thoughts on other San Antonio and Boston trades today, be sure to click down in the description below. I will have the links down to those videos if they are live or as they come live. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.